A man is wanted by police in Georgia, accused of using a hack that he saw on social media to steal from self-checkout machines.
Police say that the man tricked the machines into giving him extra cash.
Investigators say he and others apparently learned a trick on social media that has cost Walmart stores nationwide millions of dollars.
So Walmart recently took a major L and lost millions of dollars after a TikTok showcasing a vulnerability in Walmart's self-checkout system went viral, and at least one man made thousands of dollars off of it before they put him on blast. They scrubbed it off the internet for violating community guidelines and found a way to fix their systems
before it got fixed, and it is fixed.
So in this video, I'll be breaking down what I know about what the hack was, a hack that I think was possibly related to it or maybe had preceded it, both of course for educational purposes only. And stay tuned to the end of the video for the surprisingly hilarious social media reactions. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. So this story recently came across my timeline, and I couldn't help but be intrigued by Walmart being the one that's getting ripped off at self-checkout instead of being the ones ripping everybody off at self-checkout. And what I basically learned was that this dude was going to the self-checkout, he found this vulnerability, and basically without buying anything, he was basically getting thousands of dollars in cash back. And here's what I found out about what the vulnerability may have been or may have been related to. So I came across this other TikTok.
Okay, so I recently made a video about Walmart self-checkout. Now, my video got removed because it said community guidelines. So you scan at least one item and then you choose pay now. Then it'll ask you to select the payment type. If you choose card, it'll say use PIN pad to complete transaction, or it'll say insert cash if you choose cash. So once you've done that, if you scan another item after it, the item will scan, but it won't show up on the screen. I wasn't saying that anybody should try to steal or anything like that, because I've never done that. I only figured out that it does that by accident because I bought something and then I realized I wanted something else after I'd already chose payment type. And so then I scanned something else and it scanned, but it didn't show up on the screen. I'm not trying to promote theft. I'm not trying to say anybody should try to do what I just described. I was just telling you that it happens. So somebody could exploit that.
And there's a vulnerability with the point of sale machines that he was able to exploit and get basically double his money. He would do a transaction that was canceled about halfway through, and by the end of it, the point of sale machine would give him double his money back and he would leave.
But Newnan police say this guy got away with thousands of dollars from Walmart stores in Newnan, Peachtree City, and Fayetteville.
Explaining how there's basically this issue with self-checkout, how when you go to buy something and then you enter your card like you're going to pay for it, if you start scanning other things around that time, it won't show up on the screen. So when you pay for it, you're basically paying for what was scanned up until that time. And the other things that you're scanning, they'll beep, so it'll look like you're buying them. It'll go in your bag. When you go to check out or walk out the store, it won't set off the metal detectors or the theft detectors or whatever those are nowadays. But the challenge is that if you get stopped by the person checking receipts on the way out, the items or those items won't be on your receipt. So you may have an issue getting caught up with that. And so kind of taking what I've learned from that situation and kind of extrapolating, if you will, what I think this dude was doing is doing something similar, going to self-checkout, scanning a couple things, getting that transaction started. And even what I could find on Google kind of backed this up. They had some partial things on there, but when you kind of clicked for more, it had been scrubbed from the internet. So at that point, when you go into the PIN pad, I think he was somehow continuing to scan things, ring up that total, that ghost total, if you will, but then canceling the transaction or somehow getting a refund there. And I don't know how he was doing this, because when I cancel a transaction, the attendant usually has to walk up to me and finish it for me. So maybe he had an inside man and knew how to do it without an attendant. But basically, my theory is that, once again, ringing up that ghost total, once he started that PIN pad on his transaction, then canceling it, and then getting that ghost total refunded back to his account. Of course, this is just theory and for educational purposes only, And Walmart's fixed this in their system at this point.
And it is fixed.
But you put 2 and 2 together and the math has to add up somehow. Now, what I found so interesting about this, I've done stories previously about Walmart getting caught overcharging people at self-checkout on multiple occasions. Once for it was produce, once for it was general items, and it was over like multiple stores for months at a time. By the way, there's a lawsuit coming up about that I'll be probably talking about more in depth in a video in the near future. But there's another class action lawsuit because Walmart's been caught stealing at self-checkout so many times. Nonetheless, in this case, when it's the customer stealing from Walmart at self-checkout, they patched it up in a couple of days, and that's something that the perpetrators can no longer do. On top of that, Walmart put this dude on blast, put a basically APB out there trying to find this dude, got a picture all over the internet, got his what type of car he drives in the other videos.
Police say in South Metro Atlanta, this guy apparently was not the only one observed doing it.
He's driving a white BMW. We suspect it's a 7 Series. It's got a temp tag on it, like the standard Georgia temp tag, but it's almost like it's in a sheet protector where there's a film over it that we can't read it.
Now, with that being said, what I found hilarious and kind of surprising were the social media reactions when I was doing some research on this story. When I looked at the videos on TikTok, the comments on Reddit, as well as some of the other videos and comments on YouTube, I found the responses and interactions very interesting. On Reddit, there was a guy that made a thread apparently trying to call it entrapment, and I say apparently because he deleted the main post because the comments were just flaming him out to oblivion. Because when it comes to entrapment, that's a police term when the police are trying to catch people, and the guy apparently was trying to say, well, Walmart was doing entrapment by having a vulnerability in their system. TikTok comments were saying,
all right, so you mean to tell me a hack was done or operated by a regular customer that was posted online? Why is the blame being put on customers utilizing this hack?
How is it stealing?
Noonan police say this guy got away with thousands of dollars from Walmart stores in Noonan, Peachtree City, and Fayetteville.
I don't feel like he did nothing wrong.
And that it was Walmart's fault for not knowing that they could be stolen from. Of course, because we live in the era of the highest accountability ever known to mankind. There were some other TikToks that I found hilarious where people were basically saying,
how did my sketchy ass not know about the hack at the Walmart self-checkout machines that was giving people fucking money, huh? If TikTok don't put me on that fucking side of the FYP where people are showing how to hack shit and get money back, I don't know what. That's the side I should be on.
Basically, it wasn't his fault he was getting too much money back. How was he supposed to know what the machine was doing or how it was supposed to work? He's blatantly ignoring the fact that this guy allegedly went to multiple Walmarts across 3 different cities to get this thousands of dollars back. He's doing this trick across who knows how many stores. Once again, allegedly, of course. But if you got value from this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. And if you want to learn more about how Walmart themselves have used self-checkout to steal from Walmart customers in the past, then watch this video now.